Right, guys. For most of you, this will be the first video tutorial you've watched of mine. So yeah, this is just kind of what I do. So what I'm going to show you today is I'm going to show you how to texture using a multi-sub texturing technique. If you want a real-life example, look at something like RuneScape, like the old school RuneScape, because I know they use a texturing technique where they choose colors per polygon, I believe, and that's what we're going to do. Most of you, if you're students of mine, which apparently not everyone that watches these videos, that's the case, which is weird. I think I had a guy in Malaysia watching videos the other day, but yeah. You should already have a 3D model. I'm just going to put like a box in for the time being. That'll work for me. I'm a little bit OCD with making sure that the box is set up right. But yeah, as you can see, I've got a box in here. Let me just make it so you can see. I've just put some lines in, kind of, just to show you how I can split this up and texture different faces. So once you've got your object set up, you want to make sure it's an editable poly, for the simple fact that we are going to be editing the polygon material IDs. That's how we're going to work this. So to start with, we want to set up as material. So I've got a material set up in here already. I'm going to delete that because I want to start from scratch. So grab a multi-sub object material from the side here. I'm going to go for 3 different materials, but I'm going to start with just putting one down. You'll see why in a second. It just makes life a little bit easier for me. I can drag this into here, and then if I set the number again, it'll actually duplicate that material just instead of me having to go through and do it. So I want to work through here. I'm just going to choose some really bright colors just so you can see that it's changed, rather than go for like different shades of gray or something like that. So yeah, I'm going through. I've got, yeah, there we go. These seem like good colors: blue, red, and yellow. So to start with, I want to apply this to my material. My object. As you can see, it's kind of already done stuff for me. It's kind of decided that these, they'll probably do the same for you. What you want to do is you want to start off and just set the material IDs to something different. So there we go, I've set all of them to 1. So they're all red at the minute. And then I can go through and select individual polygons quite randomly, just so you can see. And then I might set these to 2 instead. So now you can see these are blue, some of them are red, and so on and so forth. I can work through and maybe change some of these red ones to yellow, which we set as ID 3, and it's as simple as that. Obviously my example is very simplistic, but what I suggest is looking at your object first, figuring out what color palette you're going to go with, how many materials you're going to need, and then working through it and assigning them via polys. If you're going for something quite big, like say for instance you were doing a car, and the color of the car is going to be red, assign everything to red first, because then you're going to have to select less polys in the long run, and then go through individually and change which materials are set to which ID. And that's as simple as that, really. And what's quite nice about that is the fact that we can now take that as this with the materials and import it straight into Unity. And if you're students of mine, you'll know that I was saying about having 4-sided polygons and not having a ridiculous amount of different polygons for no reason. This is another reason, essentially. If you've got one giant polygon that you want 15 different colors, that's not actually going to be possible. So you'll want to go in and cut that up. We've gone through that. That could be Swift Loop, that could be the Connect tool, or just generally fixing your 3D model. But yeah, quite simple, quite easy to implement. Obviously you guys will be implementing it on a much larger scale than just a box, but I don't want to be too specific and do something that doesn't relate to what you're doing. So there we go, nice and easy, guys. Yeah, catch you later.